Hey, welcome back to Mortgage Miles with Rob. We're on mile marker 14.1 today, and we're going to talk about how much do you really need in order to purchase a home. So we talked about a little bit of mile marker 14 and 14.1. We go a little bit deeper to tell you what you really need to know, spend a little more time on this topic just so you can feel comfortable with it, and we'll jump right into it now. So the first thing I hear all the time is the biggest myth I hear is that you need 20% down in order to purchase a home. That's just not accurate. There are programs that you require 20% down. There's programs that require 25, 30% down in order to purchase your home. But for the most part, first-time home buyers do not need that much money down in order to purchase a home. And I'm gonna break that down a little bit here for you. So what the myth is that you need that 20% down. The reality is there are programs that offer 3%, that offer 3.5%. There's programs that offer 0% down in order for you to purchase a home. And I'm gonna get into some of those programs now. So the first program, 3% down, a conventional loan, Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, they're great programs, require only 3% down, great, wonderful. And then there's FHA that requires 3.5% down. You will automatically think, oh, I would rather go to 3% down conventional loan rather than the 3.5 FHA. That's not always accurate. FHA has better mortgage insurance. FHA usually has better rates. So you always want to compare the two because that extra 0.5% isn't going to be that much of a difference for your down payment, but it can make a lot of difference in your monthly payments for your home. So that can make a big difference. So I would always look into both programs. Usually FHA is a really, really good program. We also have VA programs. I love these programs for my veterans. Obviously for your primary home, you require 0% down and the rates and terms are great. And then we also have USDA programs that offer 0% down. USDA is for those really rural areas where you want to purchase land, big plot of land and live in those areas. They also offer 0% down on and great terms on these programs too, right? So what do you really need in order to close on your home? How much cash do you really need to order your home? So we talked a little bit about the down payment. So there's that 3.5%, 3%, 0% programs for the down payment, but then there are closing costs. So the closing costs can vary from state to state, from county to county, from a lot of different situations can change the amount of the closing costs, right? But the down payment plus the closing cost is the actual cash you need in order to close on a home. Now I'm going to show you different ways that we can help you with some of the down payment and some of those closing costs in order for you to feel a little more comfortable when you're getting into your home, right? But for now, I'm going to break down what those closing costs are. So closing costs are the loan costs, are title and legal, they're the insurance for the property. There are also some taxes and property insurance that you need to put into this. So there's a lot of different costs, all very important. All these documents is what makes the program legal. It makes it where everybody's in line and everybody's in step on what needs to get done and how it needs to get done, and everybody's in agreement on what the terms are for these. So all these are very important closing costs in order to make sure that your home is actually being done the right way, okay? So what are different ways that you could bring less money when you're actually trying to purchase your home? So there's seller's credit. Now that you'll work with your real estate agent on. How that works is basically when you present an offer, you're gonna tell them, hey look, I'm presenting you X amount for this home. Are you willing to give me an X percentage of this purchase price in order to help me close on this loan? I need some help to close on this loan, and so I want you to cover some of those closing costs because I'm willing to purchase this home for you at this price, right? And that I've seen it in every market, in good markets and ups and downs, in any market I've seen that happen. It depends on your real estate agent, and it depends on what the sellers are willing to do, right? Gift funds. So this can be from a family or a friend that's willing to give you money in order for you to close on your home. This isn't another loan. It has to be money that they're willing to give you in order to help you purchase this home, right? Then there's down payment assistance programs. There are all types of down payment assistance programs. There's actually even down payment assistance programs for those VA and those USDA properties. You would think you're not putting a down payment onto these properties. You're not. But what those can help with are the closing costs of that property, right? So even though you're not putting a down payment, it's still called a down payment assistance program, but it's helping you cover the closing costs of those properties, right? And then there's builder incentives. Those are great too. So builders usually give incentives in order for you to buy their home so they can move on quickly to the next project, right? They're trying to build and sell, build and sell. That's what they do. So they provide a lot of incentives, great incentives, in order for you to help you with your closing costs, to help with the down payment. Even sometimes they help you buy down your rate on the property to help it more affordable for you, right? So if you want to keep renting, you can save the 20%. It's not a bad idea. You save 20%, that means your mortgage payment is going to be less compared to putting the 3.5%, or maybe even 5% down, right? Your mortgage payment is going to be less if you wait, save the 20%, keep renting, and save that. Then there's also the other way of doing it now, right? Get in contact with us now and see what programs we can offer you. Maybe you don't even need that 3.5%. Maybe you don't even need that 0%. You don't need any money coming at closing. I've done closing where we've only had a couple $100 from the buyer to close, right? Because we found seller incentives, we found down payment assistance programs, we found all types of things to help them get into these homes and feel comfortable in these homes, right? So the right answer isn't black and white. The right answer is what fits you, right? What is your goal? What is it that you want to do? Let us help you get to that goal. And now, this is Rob, and you're 1 mile closer to the keys.